if you're new to this channel or if you're a returning viewer, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, make sure your notifications are on. It really helps us build this channel, and especially with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you like these breakdowns, make sure you leave a comment below and tell me what songs you want to see me break down. If you want to see more in-depth content, we have a whole new Patreon account where we're releasing up to 4 videos a week, full videos, uninterrupted by ads, and also I'll be doing live recording sessions with other hit songwriters and producers for K-pop. So if you ever thought, what is it like to see hit producers in a studio creating music that you're most likely going to hear on the radio, then you probably want to sign up for the Patreon so you can actually be in the studio sessions with us live on Zoom, live on Patreon. Check that out. Okay, that being said, let's get into today with EXO song Going Crazy. Here we go. Okay, so let's stop right there. Let's go check the markers. Remember, we always want to look for grabbing attention within the first 8 seconds. So let's see exactly how they do that. Well, that that's already grabbing attention. It's a very unique sound. It sounds like a mallet of some sort. And then you hear the O come in with a little bit of reverb and a little delay. So it's like, oh, oh, oh. Check it out. Oh, oh, no. That was cool. So then when they go to the third vocal line, you hear like a high vocal chop that's like, eh. Listen to that sound. Well, that grabs attention. I can't sing that high, but you hear that thing that goes up. It's like a run up. That's what I call those, run ups. And they're doing it with some sort of orchestrated type sound. Very interesting to put that right in the verse, but it holds the attention. Okay, so there's interesting stuff going on. We're going to break these things down really detailed so you can hear what's happening. The very first line is not just one vocalist singing it. It's either he's doubling his own voice or there's other background singers. So listen to the very first line. So that's a single vocal. So that's a harmony. Someone's going and someone else is going It's very rare that the very first line of a song is a 2-part harmony. Now you're going to notice it's going to then go to a single vocal in a second, and then it's going to go back into a like a vocal with more people singing along. So you'll see it. Single vocal, double vocal, harmony. And then when they go into that next section, you hear a bing. It's like a little bing. Listen. Okay, so in this section, they're obviously building tension to lead to a release. So in order to do that, they're removing the bass line, they're removing some of these lower frequencies, and they're going to the clap section. Because in any kind of clap, you can do this and blow into some sort of section. But it's a way of creating anticipation. You know, if you think about this, if you're in a stadium full of people at a soccer game and everyone's clapping and they say, double time, it's going to feel like it's building up towards something. So that's what it seems like they're doing here. Let's check out what they lead into. Okay, that was wild, so let's break that down. All right, let's look how they go in the chorus. So obviously you heard the build up into the chorus, and they come in strong with that first lyric. It's stacked with several vocals. The melodies are actually not following just a normal structure. There's no jumping out like here is the word that they're using over and over again. That's like in the other songs. But let's break down what they are doing. I hate you. What's interesting, I thought they were going to repeat a section because it feels like it wants to be repeated. And let me show you what section I'm talking about. Ooh, that's so hooky that I thought they were going to bring it back around. They'd be like, I hate you. Ooh, I was thinking it was going to come back around because it's so hooky. But instead they said, no, we're not going to bring that hook back. We're going to go to something else. But what they do is they keep going up to a more climactic part so that when it ends, they can make that interesting section, the re-intro, into their second verse. So let's hear how they do it. I hate this note. That was such an interesting break. Listen to it. So usually how that sound is made is someone takes a word like out, because it kind of sounds like out, but no, they probably aren't. And you put it onto a sampler. And once you have that sampler pad, you basically can take any sound you want and play the vocals. So you can be like, bow, 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 bow. And I talked about this in another breakdown. Samplers I use all the time. I love samplers. If anyone out there is a producer or a songwriter, get good at using samplers. It's like a secret power you have when you can take any sound and change the pitch and change the frequencies and high cut filters and reverbs and delays and reverses. Whenever you can take a sound and morph it and manipulate it into anything, it's a secret power, especially when you're working from a DAW on a laptop in studios around the world. Because that way it doesn't matter what gear you have. If you have your laptop, you know how to use it well, especially a sampler. For anyone out there, I use the Push 2, which is behind me, but I also use the sampler inside Studio One that I really enjoy. Oh, listen to that vocal. You can hear they have the lower octave pitch shifted below the lead. Check it out. You drive me crazy. 깜빡하는 순간 베이스 날카로운 너의 혀 끝에 한순간 easy. 눈물과 귓손과 발성 much more. 지금도 뭘 보고 들은 건지 내 몸이 내 건지 통제한대. I'm a sucker for that melody. The reason why I'm a sucker for it because I use it in some of the songs I write. It's definitely a reggaeton style rhythm. It's just so hooky, and I use it all the time. So it's cool when I hear someone else do it. Jeez, whoever that is, whoever just sang that note, I don't know everyone's names by heart yet, but I'm starting to understand everyone's vocal abilities, and whoever that is studied R&B and gospel a lot. So it's interesting whenever I hear them, some of the notes they pick. So this is called a major pentatonic scale. I think that's what he's singing. If anyone wants to learn how to sing riffs and runs, learn the pentatonic scale. Okay. There is a course that I have. If you go through my YouTube channel and you type in riffs and runs course, you'll see that we had someone who was on a TV show and went to a competition, and then someone who's from Berkeley, which is a major prestigious school, who teaches a riffs and runs course. So go ahead and check that out if you're trying to learn this stuff. But if you're not trying to take a course, you just want to learn the basics, you can definitely start by listening to gospel music and check out pentatonic scale. So notice how when they do it now, they've added more sonic information. He's like, I hate you, which I don't think was in the first one. Let's check it out. I hate you. See, they don't have that, I hate you, that high one that they do here. I hate you. Oh, that was the cool part. Bam, 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 bam. Check that out. Going crazy. Going crazy. So let's hyper focus on those high. It's like a woodpecker. Now, how can you make that? Well, you can do something in your DAW, like on your keyboard, where if you hold it down, it'll make notes play based on different steps that you want. So it could be a quarter note. So if I hold it down, it would go down, 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 down. And I can make it eighth, and it'll go down, 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 down. Or 16 of so it'll keep adding. So whatever they did, they made a cool sound. But the reason why I like it is because it's doing this sweep thing, and I think it's called portamento, where you can sweep notes up and down. They sound like they're gliding together. Okay, so listen to how they're doing it, because it is really interesting. So cool. All right, so what are they doing on the bottom end, though? So as we were all focusing on that, as we were focusing on that, there were things and information happening on the bottom, which sounded like it was a vocal that was dropped down an octave. So that's an octave shift. For all the people who have the vocabulary of the Golden Ear Dictionary, if you don't have it, make sure you pick it up, because I have all the verbiage that I use for hit songs in that dictionary. But you'll notice on the bottom, they do an octave shift on the lead vocal where it's like going crazy. You can hear it as it pitch shifted. All right, cool. So listen to that reverb. Just listen to the delay on the word me, because these little things are moments. I'm telling you, in the studio, producers are thinking of these things as moments. It's like, okay, so should we just do, it's what you do to me. That's it. Or me. Psh. These are all moments that we're trying to create for the listener. So pay attention to it so you can also hear it and know what it is. So this is reverb and delay being put. It's called a delay throw. That's what we called it. So check it out.
Adrenaline rush, 어느새 온몸으로 퍼져. Don't know what you do to me. 이성이 알려준 선택은 하나뿐. 흔들리는 건 이 심장. Call me crazy, 아직 널 원해. Up and down like a roller coaster. 아직도 난 정신을 차리지 못한 걸까.
That little flute in the background, check that out. It like came out of nowhere.
Up and down like a roller coaster. 아직도 난 정신을 차리지 못한 걸까. 숨돌이치는 까마득한 늪에 빠져. 호죠 세 번 네 번 또 반복되겠지. I hate you. 내가 미쳐. 내게 너란 짙은 흉터만 남아. 지울 수도 없게 만들어. 내가.
Whoa, that was crazy. So here is one thing I really like about this song is that there's these moments that you're not expecting at all, and they sound cool. Like that or the ding 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 from before. Really, really special moments. Once again, takes time to craft a track like this. They most likely made a skeleton and then built on that skeleton, and then they found key moments of where they wanted to add shock and surprise. I mean, that's literally probably a thought out process. It's not random, but I like how they're doing it, which is cool.
Going crazy. Going crazy.
Bringing back that high part. The low octave.
Going crazy. I hate you.
Okay, and if we're looking at the ad-libs, I always tell you the last chorus is usually where people sing ad-libs higher than the lead vocal. And if you hear what he just did right here, that's much higher than the lead vocal. Check it out.
I hate you. 내가 미쳐. Upside down 나를 다 뒤집어놔. 나도 이제 멈출 수 없어. 내가 미쳐.
Okay, that sound. Look how it gets real washy. That it's only hitting one note, but that's a special sound. Okay, listen to how they're using it. I'm going to rewind it again so you can hear what they start to do is add more reverb to it. So that way it starts to get real washed out and it becomes more of like a blanket of sound rather than just one note. Check it out. And the whole time the piano is going for this beautiful like classical ending. All right, cool. EXO's going crazy. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. This song doesn't follow the normal melodic structure that I would have guessed. And this song also, I don't know, it probably isn't one of their big hits. A lot of the big hits are the ones that will follow the structures I'm teaching you. Usually what happens is some people don't follow all of the structures. They follow some of them, and it tends to not make the fans react the same way, hence the reason why it usually doesn't become a massive hit. It might become a B-side song or something like that. But overall, I like this song, but I'll say certain things. They didn't use as many universal lyrics in the hook, which made it not easy for someone who doesn't know the language to sing along with. Now, they don't have to make songs that the world can sing along with. But I tend to notice the reason why this group and other groups become so big is because they understand the balance of universal lyric in the chorus, so that way anyone who doesn't know the language can still be a part of the listening process. But they don't have to, honestly. It's their language. They can do whatever they want. Track-wise, track is solid. Really interesting moments they have in here that I definitely like. Very creative, very unique. This is a mixture of different sounds once again, but whoever did produce this definitely has a background in dance music. I'm just going to assume, because some of these things you wouldn't know how to do unless you knew dance music at least a bit, because they're just very tight. They're very tight and they're very interesting, and that's just usually someone has a background in that. So all in all, vocalists are great. Some of those high notes at the end were insane. EXO always has really great vocals. I mean, this is one of the groups that time and time again, when people send me EXO's music, I know that the vocals are going to be great. I know the song's going to be really solid, but I know the vocals are going to be really great. And I'll be honest, I can't say that for all groups. Some people send me groups and I'm like, oh, these are good. These are good. I like them. They're well created. They're well crafted. But they don't always make me go, oh, what did that person just do? EXO always makes me go, okay. So anyway, that being said, those are my final thoughts. I hope everyone here has had a good listening experience and that you're starting to hear these finer little details that are happening in the songs. Honestly, I can go in so much deeper, but I'm trying to keep these videos within a certain amount of viewing time so you don't get too overwhelmed with things. But if you were one of my mentees and I was really going in, we would super dial in this song to where you hear everything. What I'm giving you is probably about 30% of what I'm hearing, only so we can make it through these videos within a, like a 20-minute time span. But if we were going all the way in, you would be like, oh my God, Adam, I see the whole entire matrix. And maybe we'll save that for some of our more private videos that we're just doing here on Patreon, where we go really in deep and you walk out of it and you say, oh wow, like there's a lot in these songs to take in. But as you start to hear it all, it starts to get easier to digest it all. But you do have to have a few lessons of really going all the way in so you can really understand these things. All right, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you heard anything that's cool, let me know what your golden ear is hearing. And I will talk to you soon.
Give me some of that power.